Hey everybody, this is the weekly forecast commencing on Monday, December the 30th, 2024, and a happy new year. And on Monday, the moon, I always talk about where's the moon, because the moon represents the overall general tone and reactions. But the moon not only will be in Capricorn on December the 30th, it will be a new moon in Capricorn, impacting all of us for those next 4 weeks, for all of January. Capricorn is very sensible, very business-minded, and the new moon in Capricorn will be in harmony with practical, responsible Saturn. Saturn is the ruling planet for Capricorn. So it's very favorable, in my opinion, to be starting the new year and with that new moon with Saturn, feeling more grounded, more common sense, more sensible. Capricorn's very organized, and it's being very much emphasized with pragmatic Saturn. So a lot of us are going to be feeling, going into the new year, more grounded, more practical, more organized to start the new year. On Tuesday, the 31st, on New Year's Eve, that moon in Capricorn, as we do our celebrations around the world, Capricorn is also about tradition. And so whatever culture you are around the world, there will always be powerful traditions that people celebrate going into the new year. And that moon in Capricorn, sensible Capricorn, will be in harmony with liberating, progressive, futuristic Uranus. Now that's going to be really strong from mid-late afternoon Pacific time. Then, as we go into the new year, January the 1st, 2025, the public moon moves into future-oriented, thinking out of the box Aquarius at 2:50 a.m. Pacific time. And it's going to immediately, within those next few hours, be crossing over Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius, opposite a retrograde Mars at 0 degrees of Leo. So the public, the moon, is going to start feeling this Mars-Pluto opposition, which technically is not exact until January the 2nd, January the 3rd, on that Thursday, the Friday. But on Wednesday the 1st, they're closing in, it's within a degree, but the moon, our emotions, our feeling, the public tone is really starting to feel this anxiousness. So there might be the Mars-Pluto, some arguments, confrontations, a lot of power struggles, that could be violence in the world that could start making people feel really nervous on January the 1st. January the 2nd, now we have that retrograde Mars. Retrograde Mars is always feeling frustrated, impatient, irritable, in confrontation to controlling, compulsive Pluto. So a lot of people's nerves are going to be on edge. But the new moon is also in the background, helping us keep more grounded, more sensible, more common sense when we're reacting to all the news we're hearing about around the world that could be very intense. The new moon in Capricorn is helping us keeping it into a more responsible perspective. So on Friday the 3rd, the moon in futuristic Aquarius will go void of course, will be void of course as we go into Friday and until 7:22 a.m. Pacific time. Void of course is when the moon is changing signs. It's no longer aspecting other planets in the chart, and so the energy is flat and unproductive. So the rule of thumb is it is advised not to initiate important new projects because there's not enough energy for it to manifest and attain its goals. But at 7:22 a.m. Pacific time, the moon, the public moon, leaves more mental, detached Aquarius and goes into more emotional, empathetic, sensitive Pisces. And immediately after the moon goes into Pisces, 7:22 a.m. Pacific time, for those next couple of hours, the moon, the public moon, is crossing over loving, compromising, diplomatic Venus, which is at 0 degrees of Pisces. So after all this anxiousness, maybe fighting or feeling very stressed about what's going on in the world, the new moon, remember, is helping us keep our common sense about everything, keep it in a proper perspective. And by Friday, when the moon goes into Pisces, crossing over Venus, that it could be a very favorable time for forgiveness, for celebrating, continuing the celebrations. That's all that Venus, that entertainment. There's all this loving energy with Pisces, a lot of charity, compassion, empathy. And on Saturday the 4th, more groundedness, because the sun in Capricorn will now be exactly in harmony, called a 60-degree angle, a sextile to Saturn. So we're going to start feeling like we dodged a bullet. We're calming down. There was the end of the first, second, third, could have been very nerve-wracking for many people. But you got that new moon in Capricorn, keeping us more level-headed. And now the sun, the Capricorn sun, is in a very favorable position all day on Saturday with pragmatic Saturn. So we're going to start feeling more secure, more grounded, and maybe now starting to look at, come Monday will be the beginning of the first new work week of the new year. And that Sun Saturn can also help us feel more, getting us more organized and feeling more secure about making our plans. So on Sunday, the 5th, the Pisces moon, that empathetic, sensitive, creative Pisces moon, will go void of course, 6:31 a.m. to 11:01 a.m. Pacific time, at which point the public moon leaves reflective, sensitive Pisces and goes into fiery, assertive Aries. And when it goes into 0 degrees of Aries for those first couple of hours, like from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time, it's going to be trining or in harmony with assertive Mars. Mars is associated with Aries, or the ruling planet for Aries is Mars. So the moon in fiery Aries will be in harmony with Mars. Now Mars is still retrograde till the end of February, but having that moon in Aries, ruled by Mars, in harmony with Mars, can be a very favorable time to be resetting all your goals. And it can also be very favorable on a very introspective, as a lot of us, it's now Sunday. We're getting ready to get back to our regular routine. And And so that Moon Mars on a more individual emotional level could be very favorable to really be reflecting on our anger issues, our impatient, nervous issues that might have come up on the 1st, the 2nd, or 3rd. But we're feeling more grounded on the 4th and the 5th, Saturday and Sunday. And by Sunday, after 11:01 a.m. Pacific time, now we could feel more motivated to start making plans to move into the future, but it can also be very favorable for really reflecting on our own individual anger issues. So I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or to check out my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.co. That's .co. Until next week, Happy New Year, everybody.